Hello. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to be in this space today. My name is Stella, for those of you who may not know me. This is the third video that I'm recording on this topic. We've been covering the topic of procrastination. We looked at the definition of procrastination, why people procrastinate, and the impact of procrastination. So today we're going to look at how to overcome procrastination, because some of you may have identified with some of the points that I shared, and you may have said, Stella, I'm going through the same things, or some of those points resonate with me, but I don't know how to come out of it. So today I'm here to share with you some of the strategies that I've used and have helped me to beat procrastination. And of course, who knows, if you tried some of these strategies, they may help you as well. So I've put down some notes, and I will be looking at my notes from time to time just to make sure that I do not miss the points that I've put down. So the first point is to cultivate self-awareness. So what do I mean? So the first step is to become self-aware. That is to reflect on why you procrastinate. Is it because of fear? Is it because of perfectionism? Is it because of lack of motivation? Or what is it? So you need to understand your personal triggers. It is very powerful because it allows you to address the root cause. Of course, this may entail self-reflection, and you may want to perform what we call a SWOT analysis. So a SWOT analysis is about you looking at your strength, looking at your weaknesses, looking at your opportunities, and looking at your threats. This analysis may look like it is something simple, but some people have managed to understand themselves by doing a SWOT analysis. For some people, you may have to do a personality test in order to get to know your personality. That is understanding your personality type, your temperament. That can reveal what motivates you and where you may struggle, especially in times when you are procrastinating. Of course, by you getting to know yourself on a deeper level, you will have an insight of your habits, which is a foundation for change. The second point is shifting your mindset. So procrastination often stems from the belief that things need to be perfect before you start. But here is a game changer. It is better for you to make progress over perfection. You don't know how many times I've done, this video over, and even still what I've posted, I would possibly not, I would not call this possibly my best, but I wanted to make progress. I wanted to have this video out there. But of course, as I go along, I'm going to improve with time. So getting started, no matter how small, is always better than waiting for the perfect moment. So, you may want to remind yourself that done is better than perfect, and shifting your focus from achieving flawless results to making consistent progress. The third point is breaking down your big goals. I find that if I have a big goal, it can be a bit demotivating, and I can become paralyzed. I suffer from paralysis of where to start from. But what I've learned is to break my goals into smaller, manageable tasks. And that has enabled me to be able to start, because I'm seeing that the task is small. So big goals can feel intimidating, but if you break them into small, achievable tasks, they can become manageable. So this makes your goal manageable, and it builds momentum. So you can possibly want to try a SMART method. That is a SMART meaning specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So you break your goals into what we call a SMART method. And that way you may be able to start to do something and be able to achieve it within the time frame that you've allocated the task. For example, instead of tackling the entire project or waiting to start and do the entire project, you can start with possibly an introduction, and then you go to the body, and then you go to the conclusion, and you can set aside even just 30 minutes. Makes a difference. than for you to wait for 1, 2, 3, or 4 hours, to do a task. So small steps lead to big results. So as soon as you find that you're making progress, you get motivated to continue doing more work. And then at the end of the day, when you look back, you see that you've made real progress. The fourth point is setting specific deadlines. Setting specific deadlines, so generally deadlines create urgency, and they are incredibly effective in combating procrastination. So even possibly for you, either in your work life, whatever your project or task may be, if you have a time frame for it and it's coming to a deadline, you find that it creates urgency, and you tend to now focus at that time because now you see that the deadline is looming around the corner. So the idea is for you to create mini deadlines, and then you break down the tasks and assign each task a deadline, and you work to the time frame that you've set yourself. For instance, you can say, I'll finish this section by Wednesday, instead of saying I'll do the whole task possibly at the end of the week. And the other thing is avoid last minute pressure. So that is by you challenging the idea of being a last minute person. I don't know how many people you've heard saying, oh, for me, I'm a last minute person. I used to be one of them. I used to say that, and possibly proudly so, as if I was going to get a badge of honor for it. But I'm no longer that last minute person. I don't confess being a last minute person anymore. So if you're somebody who prides in being a last minute person, please challenge yourself, because being last minute, doing things last minute, put you under immense pressure. So setting yourself a deadline can help shift your perspective into a proactive mindset to get the work done on time. The fifth point is prioritizing your tasks. So when we are overwhelmed with too much to do, it is easy to freeze up. The strategy here is for you to prioritize your tasks by asking what needs to be done right now. So the tip is for you to write down everything on your to-do list and then rank them in order of priority. And then you start with the most important or urgent task. This tip looks to be simple, and all of us have heard about a to-do list and all that. This tip is very effective. That is if you stick to it. So you write down whatever you plan to achieve that day, you rank it in order of priority, and then you get doing. When you know what you're supposed to do during the day, it kind of like helps to shift your focus, and it keeps you focused to achieve what you've set out to do that day. So listing tasks reduces overwhelm and gives you a clear path forward. I don't know how many of you have been anxious or stressed because you feel like you're so busy and you have so much to do, but when you get down to it and you list the things that you have to do, then sometimes you really see that it's not as, you don't have as much work as you thought. Or else, when you write everything down, you look at it and you think, okay, this is manageable. Or else you even realize that there are certain things that you may have prioritized that are not really a priority that you can do the next day. And that reduces the overwhelm and the stress. The sixth point is to eliminate distractions. Distractions are procrastination's best friend. And that is really what we use in order to procrastinate. We tend to want to do everything else apart from the thing that we are supposed to be doing. Our default setting is always to do something that is easy, something that doesn't give us any pain. We always want pleasure. The mind wants pleasure. So we always default onto what is easy to do. So by creating an environment that minimizes distractions, you're setting yourself up for success. So, I don't know what your distractors are, but it could be, if it's a phone, most of us, it's a phone. For me inclusive, a phone is one of the distractions that I sometimes face. So it could be putting your phone on silent. It could be removing notifications, or it could be you just being disciplined to say, I'm not going to look at my phone for the next 30 minutes or an hour, or until I get this section done. And if you're serious and you're committed, you're intentional, and you're disciplining yourself, you give yourself, you check your phone or your text or whatever as a reward after you finish the section that you've decided to do. But for some people, it could be if you're on the laptop, it could be that you just go, it could be YouTube, other websites, and all that. So that could be possibly closing those unrelated tabs of what possibly you're researching about or what you're looking at, or even just about finding a quiet place for you to do the work that you have to do. At home, it could be going to the kitchen, it could be going to the bedroom, it could even be going to the restroom. Some people, the restroom is a quiet place where they can get some work done. Who knows? At work, it could be you booking a meeting room where you take yourself and then you just focus on something that you want to get done. So for different people, different things apply. But it is also about being self-controlled. It might feel challenging at first, but once you build up a habit, you'll be amazed at how much you can get done when you get focused. So the seventh reason is to use the use of the 2-minute rule. So that means if a task takes less than 2 minutes, do it right away. This simple rule clears most of the tasks. And there is motivation in you knowing that, you've cleared most of the tasks that you wanted to do. And then you focus on the ones that now take possibly a longer time. That can help you to build up momentum. So going back to what we talked about, writing down the to-do list. Within that to-do list, you may have realized that there are some tasks that will take you 2 minutes to do. So first, start with those ones. Tick them off. When you look at your list, if it's like 10 items that you have to do, and 3-4 of them you've already ticked them off because they are 2 minutes to do. Now you look at your list, there are only 7 now. You see that they are manageable, and then you follow through as you've now ranked them according to priority. So at ticking off tasks gives you momentum to continue, working through your to-do list. But don't underestimate these small wins. They add up and make your day feel lighter and more productive. So the more ticks you have on your to-do list, the more motivated you get to complete the tasks that you've planned to do that day. And then the eighth point is the use of the 5-second rule. So whenever you feel a resistance to a task, count down from 5. So that is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you do the task. So this method or this rule has been popularized by Mel Robbins. Some of you may know her. She's written a book. She has a podcast where she talks about this. So if you're hesitating to wake up in the morning, the alarm goes off and you're hitting the snooze button, I just look at yourself and just count, this time when the alarm goes again, I'm not hitting the snooze button, and you just count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom, and you're out of bed. So this is good for tasks, especially where you're sat and you're thinking, should I get up? Should I? So just count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and just jump up. When you're up, now you're already in motion. You find yourself now moving to do what you have to do. And then the ninth point is practicing mindfulness and meditation. Anxiety and future tasks is a common trigger for procrastination. Practicing mindfulness or meditation can help you to stay present, grounded, and focused. So some people have found that practicing mindfulness helps them to get focused, during the day and to achieve their tasks. While others, do meditation. Some people swear by meditation. If they do meditation, either, at the start of the day, they get focused and get on the tasks. Some people do it 2-3 times a day. If they are losing their focus, they take time, center themselves, do some meditation, and then, they get back into the routine. But of course, with even this, you need to start small, so start simple. Even if it's just a few minutes of deep breathing or mindfulness, that can reduce stress and increase your focus. The 10th point is reward yourself. Oh, this one is interesting. I love it. So, reward creates positive reinforcement. So, when you complete a task, celebrate it. This makes the process of productivity more enjoyable and motivates you to keep going. Remember, I gave an example that if possibly one of your distractions is a phone, and you've agreed with yourself that I'm not going to check my phone for the next 30 minutes or 1 hour, you can't reward yourself after the 1 hour after you've done that work. Of course, that is when you've done the work. You can't reward yourself by saying, okay, I will take 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 15 minutes to check my phone, and then again I come back and focus. So small rewards, whether it is a cup of coffee, a walk, or a favorite snack, having something to look forward to can make a big difference. So the 11th point is practice self-compassion. We all sleep sometimes, and being too hard on yourself can actually lead to procrastination in itself. Some people are procrastinating because they beat up themselves for the last, task that they failed to meet the deadline, or that they didn't do as well, or that they didn't have the time to do. Instead, focus on your progress and not perfection, as we said before. So be solution focused. When a setback happens, ask, what can I learn from this? Look at your not meeting the task as a learning curve. So ask yourself, what have I learned? What can I learn from this, rather than criticizing yourself? So this positive approach will keep you moving forward. And then the last one is find an accountability partner. Having someone to check in with can be incredibly motivating. So this can be a friend, it could be a coach, or an accountability app. Nowadays people have apps that they use for accountability. Or having someone or something to keep you on track will help you to stay committed. This is very good, especially if your goal is to lose weight. So with losing weight, if you have a goal of either going to the gym or walking or running, how many days in a week, if you have an accountability partner, they can just ask you, oh, so this week, how many times did you go walking, or how many times did you go gym? Because you told them 3 times. So of course it should be 3 times. If it's 2 times, then you have to explain why you didn't go the third day. Or a coach. Nowadays a coach is an in thing. But of course, I do understand that coaches can be expensive. So if you can get a friend or an accountability app, especially with losing weight, there are many apps that people are using nowadays to help them either count calories or uh, measure their weight or what they're eating. And of course, with a weighing scale is a good accountability partner. If you eat things that you're not supposed to eat, at the end of the week when you weigh, it will tell you whether you did the right thing or not. You may sulk, you may be upset, but it will tell you you've put on 1 kilo or you've put on 1 pound. So that, keeps you accountable. So that way you know what you have to do next time. So if you're really serious about progress, accountability is one of the best tools to make sure you keep showing up and showing up for yourself, because really all this you're doing for yourself. You're not doing it for anybody else. So as I come to a close, I just wanted to give us a takeaway, because we've looked at procrastination from the definition, why people procrastinate, the impact of procrastination, and now today we've looked at how to beat procrastination. So I just wanted to say that overcoming procrastination is within your reach. And the steps we have covered are practical, and you can apply them in order to overcome procrastination. Remember, change doesn't happen overnight. Rome was not built in a day. But every small action you take today gets you one step closer to breaking free from procrastination. So I just wanted to just give us a quick actions that you can start implementing straight away, actually, even today. So the first one is identify a small task that you've been putting off for days, for weeks, months, possibly even years, and complete it today. Yes, it may have been years. Identify that task and complete it today. Challenge yourself, complete it today. Number 2, list your top priorities for tomorrow and plan specific times to tackle each one of them. Please feel free to use any of the tools and the strategies that we've discussed above. You could use the to-do list, the 2-minute rule, or whichever applies to the task that you're doing. Number 3, choose one distraction to eliminate. Yes, one distraction to eliminate. You know yourself better. You know what distracts you. It could be the phone, it could be social media, it could be emails, it could be something else. You know yourself better. Yes, choose that distractor and commit to focusing to doing without it for at least a few minutes. It could be 30 minutes, an hour, a few hours, a day, days, a week, month, a year, and possibly without it completely. Generally, you have to start somewhere. So at least identify that distractor and agree with yourself how much you want to do without it and see how you get on. Each of these actions will bring you closer to a productive and fulfilled life. And remember, you're doing this for yourself. So we've come to the end of this topic. Thank you so much for watching. However, if this video has helped you, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing so that we continue sharing similar videos in order to help us achieve our goals. In my next video, I will be reflecting on what I've learned in 2024, and I'm very sure you won't want to miss it. Until then, take it one step at a time. And remember, as you think, so are you. Thank you very much.